Hi, Laura here at Vie Childfree, reporting back on the July On the Ground question. Well, the July question was, are you child-free if you don't want kids of your own, but have stepkids? First, thanks to all of you who wrote in here, as well as on child-free discussion forums out there. I got a lot of opinions on this, so let's start with those who answered yes to this question. Some feel the answer is yes if the children are adults. Why? Because the parenting phase is over. Others say it's yes if the parent or your partner is not the custodial parent, does not spend much time, if at all, with their children, which means you don't either. It can also be yes if really there's no mothering or fathering involved on your part. Some made the point that just because you've hooked up with someone who has kids doesn't mean that you're automatically the step parent. You may see the children, be involved in their lives, but that doesn't mean that you feel like you are their parent and they are your children. Now, others disagree with this. They say if you're with a partner with children, you are not child-free, period. Why? They may be your partner's kids, but it's inevitable that they will be in your life somehow, some way. And even if the children are adults, that doesn't mean that the parenting phase is over. What if the children want to move back home, which means now move in with you? What if they need some assistance or support of some kind from you? And what happens when the grandkids come along? So many just feel that the existence of the children, there's just really no way that it's not going to impact you and your life as the child-free person. So, how do you think most people answered this question, yes or no? No. And interestingly, on one discussion forum, things got a bit heated about the differing views on this. And I really feel like it boils down to just differences in how we define being child-free. You know, for some, it's more a matter of whether you're parenting or not. You can be with someone who has children, but if you're really not raising that child, you can feel child-free. And a minority even of step-parents weighed in and said that even though they are parenting their stepchildren, they still feel child-free because they don't have their own biological children. But by far the majority really define it more in terms of the existence of children to begin with. That you're choosing not to have children by choice yourself or in your significant other relationship. Some even take it further and say you're truly child-free when you wouldn't even consider hooking up with someone who has kids to begin with. So there are a number of ways of looking at this, and as many said, really if we differ, it's just a matter of opinion. And what really matters most is how each person feels and experiences being child-free in his or her life. And today, we honor that experience. This is the day that the National Alliance for Optional Parenthood deemed Non-Parents Day many years ago. And in my last post, as a way to gather forces on this day, I encourage you to write 60 minutes, to encourage them to do another segment on the child-free, one that's better than the one they did in 1974. Click that, my last post, there's a link there, Marsha Davis link. Click that link and you'll get details on how it was handled all those years ago and why really they could do a much better job. So, onward to August, the August On the Ground question. This month I want to dig a little bit into our personal experiences of the stereotypes associated with being child-free. So here to the child-free, here's the question. What child-free stereotypes have you been subjected to the most in your life? How have they impacted you and how have you handled it? So click this question in the On the Ground questions section to your right. Write as much as you'd like, and as always, I'll collect responses over the next month and report back. Okay, until then.